This is Callie, and today we have Ashley with us, and we are going to be talking about services that you can be offering in your salon and or med spa. Hi, Ashley.
Hello. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Can you please tell us who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so my name is Ashley Sannino. I'm a licensed esthetician in Pennsylvania. I've been working in the industry for I think almost 8 years now. I started out as a salon coordinator working for Lords and Ladies, which is the current business that I work for as well. Did that for about a year. I went and got my aesthetics license, and I've been practicing for almost 7 years. It is a medical spa, so we offer a variety of different services while working underneath a doctor's license.
We're very glad to have you. And what I want to talk about is exactly what you just mentioned. So there's a lot of services that either you can offer in a salon or you do have to work with a doctor. And I think there's a lot of confusion. I am on a lot, which you probably are too. I'm on a lot of the esthetician Facebook groups and different communities. And there's a lot of conversation about, no, that's not in our scope of practice, or yes, it is, or I don't even know what that service is, So I'm going to ask you about some services, and if you can explain what it is and does. So for example, a big one that people are talking about is microneedling. Can you explain what it is and who it's good for, like what type of skin? Absolutely.
So, first off, it's one of my favorite services to offer. Mm-hmm. I believe that it's one of the most natural things you can do for your skin. I know that sounds weird because what we're doing is not very natural by sticking needles in the face. However,
we have to injure the skin to make it look better, right? Come on.
Not super natural, but when you think about it, with most things, like when you're working out, you're breaking down your muscles to make them better. Same thing is what we're doing with the skin. So the device I use, it's a skin pen microneedling device. It's also called collagen induction therapy. So that's essentially what we're doing, is building collagen and elastin in the treatment, which for anyone that's been to aesthetic school or hasn't, you've heard the words collagen and elastin, and you know that those are the healthy building blocks of youthful looking skin and healthy looking skin. So what it is we take a device and we numb the skin first, should the patient choose to have numbing, which most do. And then we manipulate this device across whatever area of skin that we're treating. And it's penetrating needles rapidly in and out of the skin, creating thousands of microchannels or micro wounds. That stimulates an inflammatory response, signaling our fibroblast cells, and helps to create new collagen and elastin. So who is this good for? This is really great for anyone that has any sort of textural concerns. Mm-hmm. So be it fine lines and wrinkles, volume loss in the skin, acne scarring, it can be surgical scarring. I used to work for a plastic surgeon for a little bit, and we did this a lot on the body. I mean, really anywhere, body and face, for surgical scar revision. And it would help flatten out and give a more beautiful, even texture to the skin. It's also really good for pigmentation as well. Just
really
creating a healthy skin. I do think there's some other modalities that might be better for pigment or can be used along with microneedling, but it will help break up pigmentation in the skin as well.
That's good to know. I've seen amazing results on scarring for sure. And it's also FDA approved now, which is fantastic. I understand that now tell me if I'm wrong, I believe that estheticians can offer this service as long as the needles are less than 3 millimeters. Is that correct? Or do I have it wrong?
I'll be quite honest. I think it varies state to state. Mm-hmm. So checking with your state board is what I would recommend. In Pennsylvania, to my knowledge, as long as you're working with medical supervision, you can go a bit deeper than that.
Yes, that's what I believe too. But I think for all the listeners, it's really important to check with your state's rules and regulations and the laws where you live, because they can vary state to state. But it is FDA approved. And definitely check and see what you can do. And if you can even offer this service as an esthetician, or if you have to be working under a doctor, no matter what the depth level is, right? So I think that's really important for people to know. Okay, so what about dermaplaning?
Yeah, so dermaplaning is another favorite of mine. Most of my clients that are having skin treatments, regardless of what modality we're doing, we also add in dermaplaning. It really enhances the treatment. So it is use of a scalpel. The ones that I use, we call them a butter blade. It doesn't necessarily have an incision tip. So I believe it's a little bit safer in terms of less risk of cutting into their skin.
Yes.
But it's exfoliation of the skin. A lot of people have it done to get rid of their peach fuzz, but that's really a bonus of the treatment. The real reason that estheticians are doing it is to get rid of dual dead skin cells off the surface of the skin, providing a more glowing appearance. And then it also enhances penetration of the products that we're using during treatment and with what our clients are using on a daily basis at home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because there's no downtime with it as well. That's great.
There's no downtime. And once you get like that layer of, those dead cells, which you can see, like you can see them on the blade, and you kind of wipe them onto an aesthetic wipe, and you're like, wow, look at all those dead skin cells. But it really, then your skin is like fresh. So whatever serum or whatever you're putting on into your skin next just absorbs so much deeper, which is a great benefit. I have, there is a lot of talk about, I don't know if you've heard this, but somebody was talking about they got these blades like at a trade show or something, and they were like cutting the client's skin. So it's important, right, to get your blades from a reputable place.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
I agree. That's
because
it's scary that they got it at a trade show too.
Yeah. And it was a common theme, like, and I can't remember exactly which ones they were, but they stated like which ones they were. But at any rate, something must have been, I feel like it must have just been like an irregularity in the blade, or maybe I'm not sure, but definitely you got to really make sure that what you're using is really high quality. Okay, so now I have a question. I actually, this is something that's kind of more basic, even just for any esthetician, whether they're in a medical setting or not. Do you offer, so when you offer a skin analysis, let's say, so for a client to figure out, so that you can talk to them about their skin and, have a consultation with what they may need or what could benefit them. Do you do that as a standalone service, or is it always prior to a service? Does that make sense?
Well, let me make sure that I'm understanding. Do I offer skin consults separate from doing a treatment?
Yes.
I do. So with me, you can schedule just a skin consult, or you can do consult and treat, which happens with every treatment. I'm always consulting prior to doing any sort of treatment, even if it's one of my regular clients that I've seen throughout my entire career. But yes, I do. I do both of those. And it's very important to do it always, because your regular client might have, say she's coming in for waxing. She might have picked up a tretinoin at the dermatologist, and she has never used that in the 6 years of you treating her. And then if you don't ask her about new medications, new skincare, new health contraindications, you're going to take your skin off. And then she is not going to be very happy. And you'll be upset too.
I'm the same. I do a consultation and a disclaimer, a waiver at every appointment, even if it's someone I've seen for 20 years, every time. But let's say that you're going to do like a skin consultation. Let's say I'm a client. I just want a skin consultation. I want to book it with you. And I just want to talk about what you have to offer me and what you think would be a good treatment plan for me. Do you charge for that?
I don't.
You don't?
Yeah, no. I know some people do.
Yeah.
I don't. It's a free consultation. I'm
the same. I'm the same. I don't charge either, but people are always like, well, that's your time. Why not? I'm like, no, like people just want to come in and they want to learn and, and I feel like they're going to book, a service anyway. They just want to figure out the plan, right?
That's how I feel. You're going to have so much more opportunity to make money off of that client, and it'll come back to you.
Yeah,
if you just
it pays
do
for
a
itself.
free consult. Yeah,
right. I agree.
I definitely believe in giving free knowledge. A lot of people charge for their knowledge. It's really big right now with lots of like online courses. I see a lot of estheticians doing that, which is awesome. But to gain trust with whoever your client or your customer is, I think it's good to show the value of the service that you're offering, and give some free advice first.
Yeah. And just come up with a plan, because people really don't know. And I think that times have changed. We're not really in the time where back in the day, you couldn't get a lot of the acids or stronger ingredients over the counter. And now it's almost swung completely the other way. So every product, whether a client is shopping at a drugstore or at a department store, or even if they're, in their salon and they have the medical skincare line, I feel like this is a period of time where, for my clients anyway, they're over exfoliating because all the ingredients have something. So they're using, a glycolic wash, and then they're using a toner that might have some acid in it. And then they're going to use a serum. And it's like, whoa, their skin is just absolutely like all over the board, and their barrier is being destroyed, and they're irritated, and so people don't really even know exactly what their skin type is, because they're like, oh, I'm really sensitive because it's irritated. And it's like, well, what does your skincare routine look like? Right. For myself anyway, when I do a skin consultation, I don't know if you do this, but I'll have my clients bring in all their products. Like, I just want to see everything they're using. Yes. Let's talk about the ingredients and if they're benefiting your skin and what services could help, just kind of like get a really good plan for them.
Yeah, I love when my clients bring in all their products, and sometimes they'll forget. I'll tell them, at least take a photo of them. I can do a quick Google search and look at the ingredients online, but sometimes it is beneficial to actually be able to feel the product too, and know the consistency and texture. That way you can guide them a bit more with their the order of their home care routine, should you keep some of those products in it within their routine. And it better helps you recommend future products to them as well. And like you said, just breaking down maybe these products are creating issues for your skin, and that's why you think you might be sensitive, and maybe they're really not sensitive.
Exactly. Or they may have all their products might be amazing, but just maybe overkill sometimes. I feel, it's like one or the other. I feel like, clients, for me, it's either black or white, because then you also have the client that you're like, oh, what do you use to cleanse your skin? And they're like, oh, I don't.
Yeah.
Like that happens. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Like just you're using soap? And they're like, no, just like I let the water rinse. And I'm like, wait, like does it happen to you? Or is that just me? Because I'm like, how are people not cleansing their skin with like something like washing your face, right?
Or, this just made me think of a client that I had, and I'm not bashing her. She just didn't know. She didn't know what she didn't know because she hadn't been educated before. But she told me that she cleansed with alcohol.
Yeah. So this is the thing. It's like because and that's
She's
the thing.
So dry. And this is winter time too in the Northeast. She just
like some people love that like tight, feeling of being like,
it feels
completely
clean.
Yeah, like completely off the pH scale, right? Like in one direction or the other. But that's the thing. It's like we know a lot because we're trained, we're educated, we've, taken a lot of courses and classes, and we've had hours and hours of experience working with people's skin. And I think for clients, they're lost, and I feel like it's either what you just said, they really don't know. And so we're here to create a plan for them and to educate them, on like their skin and what they need and what works great for them. And to also, I feel like for the person, and then there's the client, I feel like that does know a lot. Some clients are really savvy right now, but they're a little bit misguided because then they're buying everything and using everything. Yes. Okay. So I think that's really important. So definitely a skin analysis or some type of skin consultation. I feel like estheticians should do this for every client, whether it's for skincare, waxing, anything that they're going to be offering. And they can do that as a standalone service, or they could do that, prior to the service, either way, but definitely it has to happen. I want to talk just for a quick second about, do you offer packages? So especially when you're talking about chemical peels or microneedling, because those are typically like higher ticket items. So do you what do you do to promote that or to help, make it more valuable for the client?
Yeah. So the salon and spa that I work for, we've tried packages in the past, and I don't know if it's just the area that we're in, it doesn't work well for us. But what we do to offer value to some of those higher price services and maybe give a little discount per se for them investing in multiple services is we have gift card sales every year, twice a year. So they're not necessarily investing in 3 microneedling sessions, but it, for lack of better words, it locks them in, or it makes them invest into a dollar amount within the company. So they can use those gift cards towards any sort of service. And then it really just comes back to us educating them well on the ideal amount of services that they'll need to achieve the results that they're looking for. Yeah, I don't know. Packages have not worked for us in the past for some reason.
Yeah. Like, I read all these different marketing ideas and different ways to, to promote services. And a lot of people talk about packages and what are the benefits. I've offered them in the past as well. And it's not you're right. Like maybe it's a certain, demographic or a certain type of spa or salon or boutique that it works really well for. But I feel the same as you. It wasn't a huge benefit. It didn't really work. People weren't interested. But what about, so when you do gift certificate or gift card sales, how does that work? Is it like, if you because I know some people will do, you can get $100 gift card, but it's $75 or.
I work for, they've been doing it, I believe, since the 70s. It's the same sale every year for the holidays, starting November 1st to December 25th. It's 20% off gift cards. And then we do it for Mother's Day as well in spring. So April 1st up until Mother's Day, 20% off gift cards. And then you can't redeem them until the start of the holiday. But after that, they never expire. It's really great to the client because they can essentially get their services discounted all year long if they
buy a few.
Save up enough. They buy a few to last them to each gift card sale. So that's how we offer it. I think some of the other salons in my area do it similarly. They'll say like, buy a $100 gift card, get $120. So it's just the wording is a little bit different, but yeah, we do. It's just 20% off always.
I feel like because you've done it for so long, clients know it's coming. They're looking forward to it. And I think that consistency is key. That's really a good, very smart idea. Okay. I just have one more quick question and then we'll kind of like wrap it up. But I feel like, okay, so this is just for me personally, because I'm getting older and my skin is literally like falling apart. So I feel like the days of like a facial, just like your custom facial, you know, it's relaxing. They're great. There is benefit to a facial, of course. But I feel like with all the other services now that are accessible and a little bit more cost efficient for people, because I feel like it used to be they were very expensive. But I feel like, do you think that people are just diving into the medical services that kind of give you more bang for your buck? Or do you think people still want to get their facial every month?
It depends person to person. I have some clients that they're like, make me peel. Like that's all they want. They're like,
they want their skin coming off like a snake.
Yes.
Yeah, that's me.
So some people, that's their goal. And then I have others that they really just love a great neck, shoulder, facial, head, and scalp massage. And then they might dabble into some of those more advanced aesthetic treatments, maybe quarterly. So that's, I mean, tying back to consult, it really is important to consult and see what their end all goals are.
Yeah. Do they want to relax? Do they want to? Yeah, exactly.
Right. Define what their wants and needs are. But yeah, I do think I'm having more people talk about advanced aesthetic treatments because of social media. You know, there's a lot more information about those sorts of treatments online than there ever was before, I think. And a lot of influencers making it look cool, and you know, they want to be like those influencers. So it's it's a little bit of both, but I think people are a little more interested in the advanced aesthetic side than they ever have been before.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's still a day, you know, where I'm like, oh, I could go for a facial, but I think it's more, just for me personally, it's the relaxation part of it. I do like a good steam and a good exfoliation though, you know, especially change of season for like we're in the Midwest. So we have extreme weather here. And I always tell my clients, at least change of season. Like, let's just start fresh, right? Like when you're, you know, spring cleaning your closets, like just schedule your facial.
I think it's good too. Maybe, I don't know if it's because of like the American culture, and we often live busy lifestyles and fast-paced lifestyles. Sometimes people forget to go the more wellness aspect and just have some relaxation. Everyone wants a lunchtime facial, or a lot of people want just a quick lunchtime facial because that's what they have time for.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know if that's kind of part of it as well with wanting like the quick punch treatments. Absolutely. Like I could do a quick peel, like, you know, in 2 seconds. And I know that my pores are going to be like super clean in a couple of days, but I won't take the time to just relax for an hour and 15. Yeah. But I think that it's important. Yeah. You know what? That's a good message to put out. We need to do that. Everyone is too busy. We need to like take a breath and make time for ourselves. I think that's a huge, huge good point. Yeah.
All right. So, well, I I'm so grateful you were here. I hope that when people are listening, they learn a little bit of something, or at least just feel like they're not alone and that they're doing the same things that you and I are doing in their day-to-day practice. For the listeners, so we're going to offer, if they go to perronrigot.us or cerepill.com, we're going to offer a 30% off one-time purchase up to $300. I know it's a good one. They can't use it for promos, but they can definitely get 30% off a one-time purchase, which is good. So the promo code is podcast30, and that will be in the show notes.
Get the cashmere wax.
Get the cashmere.
I love it.
Yeah. I love the cashmere. It smells like candy, and it's just so, it's weird because it's like a gel. It goes on really thin, but it's still kind of creamy, right? And it's like shimmery. Yes. Yeah, it's a good one. And it's like powdery. It's funny. I forget about that one because I start, it's almost like whichever wax I'm using is my favorite at the time. Like, oh, I love crystalline. And then when I switch it up, I'm like, oh, I love cashmere. Yes. I can't commit. All right, Ashley, tell us where everyone can find you.
Yeah. So my webpage is skinwithashley.com, ASHLEY. And as is my Instagram page, Skin with Ashley. So very uniform across the board. You can find me there. Definitely head to the website, subscribe to emails. I'm going to be blogging soon.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Hopefully offering some good content, not just for my clients, but for estheticians as well. New and experienced estheticians.
Fantastic. I love that because I feel like right now, estheticians are going, straight to social media. And I feel like some people on there aren't even licensed, right? So we want to give them good information. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. This has been a pleasure to speak with you. And I'll keep in touch. I'll follow you and see what you're going to be doing in the future.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Callie.
My pleasure. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.